What's going on, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here. Every few months I like to show you guys what's on my device, whether it's iOS or Android. So I've been using the Galaxy S6 Edge for quite a while, so I thought I'd show you what's on my phone, what apps I'm using, what customizations I've made, what tweaks I've done. You guys can share what you've done and what you've got on your phone, and it's actually really helped me previous videos to see what you guys do. So that's my son Nate. He's my wallpaper. Hi, buddy. So here is my home screen. It's pretty simple. Sometimes I'll get rid of these 4 apps on the side and I'll put some traffic stats on there. Sometimes I'll put app shortcuts. It really depends. So right now I've got my set up into essentially 3 major home screens. This is my home screen that I use all the time, the one that comes back when I hit the home button, when I see most of anything. On the left, I've got Google Now. I do not have the Google Now launcher on here on the Galaxy S6 and 6 Edge. Maybe the icon's a little too big for me. And I also couldn't have my full row of 5. So I have Nova Launcher on here. I tried to make look as stock Android Lollipop as I possibly could. I do miss swiping left to get to Google Now, but just holding down the home button will launch it for me, which has gotten to be pretty easy and almost now second nature as opposed to just doing a very simple swipe. On this side, sometimes I'll have live traffic stats here as well. That's why that's a little bit blank. But I like to keep things relatively simple. I don't want to be just overwhelmed by icons and widgets. So let me show you what I've got. I am a news hound. I always like to know what's going on and what's going on sort of at the minute. So front and center on my phone is always news. I've got the New York Times widget here. You can refresh it whenever you want, and you can jump right into stories, including the Orioles playing in an empty stadium, which is super bizarre, but the Oakland A's have been doing it for years. Nobody ever said anything. I'm an Angels fan, so you'll have to deal with it if you're an A's fan. So this is the New York Times app, too, where I go to get all of my news. You go ahead and jump right in there. You can see it's broken out by category, the magazine, the business day, or sports. The sports are primarily New York based, so if you are a New York fan, you can jump in and see those sports. You also have global sports stories as well. One of the things I really like about the New York Times, and I've always loved ever since I was in school, are the editorials. If you've ever read a New York Times editorial, you are really missing out. I love to yell at them mostly, and I yell to myself, "Why would you say that, author? I disagree with you." And I guess that's the point of an editorial. So if you're a news hound, be sure to check out the New York Times app. They'll give you 10 articles for free, and then there are other subscription options. So check it out. Dropcam is what I use all the time. We've got a few in the office. I got a few at home. It lets me check in on my son to see what he's doing or sleeping or just generally causing trouble. Other stuff you'd probably expect, ESPN app. I get alerts whenever my teams are done. DoorDash, really like that. At least it's in Southern California. Delivers food to your house, which is really handy. I've got some quick dials to my wife and home. Some of the YouTube apps that I use a lot, Studio and YouTube. If you've never used the Studio app, it gives you sort of real-time updates, what's happening with your videos. So you don't just see, you're at 300 views or 303. You can actually see what that real number is. It's way helpful. Umail, I use for visual voicemail. Android still doesn't have a good built-in visual voicemail client, so I've got that there. Camera, I have turned off a double tap to launch a camera here because I was doing it all the time by accident in my pocket and just my social media stuff. Continuing our tour, a widget that lets me change it from ring to vibrate, just a lot easier for me. Some site things I use, VidStatsX tells me our subscription growth and what we've been doing that day, and Chartbeat is sort of real-time monitoring. Storage, what I use for all of my cloud storage, Drive, Dropbox. OneDrive I've been using a lot, actually. I'm using it way more than Dropbox, mostly because they give you a ton more storage, and it works on almost every platform. And SugarSync is another backup solution that I use for all of my desktop files. QuickPick is one that I use for gallery because it lets me pull in all of my OneDrive and Dropbox pictures, which the default app has a little bit of trouble doing. So if you want something that can pull in all of your cloud storage, try QuickPick, mobile hotspot. That's pretty self-explanatory. All the messaging services that I use and for managing my stock portfolio. Also see what I've got here, Amazon Music, Amazon App Store. I don't know why I download that. I haven't really used it. I just figured it might be a day when I need it. Some of the built-in Verizon stuff, I am using this on Verizon. 1Password is probably the best password storage app out there. You should buy that for if you use a Mac, use it. If you have it just for your phone, use it. I forget passwords all the time, and that has been one of the best things that I have ever bought. I tried the Hello dialer. It's Facebook's own dialer. I set it off. I just want to see what it looked like, so I don't know, give it a shot if you want. I prefer the Messages app for texting as opposed to Hangouts. I don't really like Hangouts or use it all that much. Other than that, nothing else that exciting here. The rest of the Verizon stuff that comes with it, the Samsung apps, of course, the New York Times app that I talked about earlier, all the Google Play stuff. that you would expect. The S Health stuff here. Pushbullet is absolutely awesome. It's almost like continuity for Android. You can go ahead and text from your browser, from your desktop, get alerts, notifications. It just makes things way easier. We actually did a full video Mark did on Pushbullet, so you should check that out. VLC, make sure I can play all my video files. I'm a Threes fanatic. And Redfin, just to check out what's going on in the real estate market. I'm United Airlines flyer, so I've got that on there. And the rest is kind of the Verizon stuff, the other things that I talked about. And again, this is what my Nova launcher looks like. You can just see it, try to make it look as stock Android as possible. Nothing fancy. I'm a simple man with simple phone needs. But I would love to hear what you guys use on your phone. What widgets do you have? I learned a lot actually by seeing what you guys put in the comments. So please leave it down below with what you guys use, what launcher you use. Do you care that you can't have your row of 5 and you prefer the Google Now launcher, and why? Let's have a discussion, see if we can help each other get the best out of our Android phone experiences. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, I'm John Renger from Techno Buffalo. Hit the big subscribe button. Hit the latest Techno Buffalo videos as they happen. See you guys next video. Bye-bye.